Hello everyone, welcome in today's video. In today's video, we will see how we can deploy SonarQube on Kubernetes, and I'm going to take AKS for that. Uh, we will do deployment on Kubernetes via Helm chart. For that, we need a Helm chart. So I am using SonarQube Helm chart provided by Bitnami. It is an official Helm chart from Bitnami. So let's start. If you go to this link, here you will find the doc page of SonarQube, that how you can go with installation and customization part. We will see how we can do the customization. First, we will check how we can do the installation part. So first command is that it's used to for installation. Same we will run if just install here. If we just run it, uh, it will create SonarQube on default namespace, but I have created a demo namespace for that, which I am viewing from here. Currently, it have no resources. Let's create the resource. -ndemo. Okay, I'm creating by name of my release. You can change the release as per your definition, as per your requirement. Okay, it's given some release notes. Let's see what it's saying. First, it's pulled the Bitnami charts, that's of version 3.32. That's chart version. Then that's my release name, what we have given here. For this particular command, what are the prerequisites for this video? You should be aware how to use Helm. You should be aware about Kubernetes basic. If you are not aware of that, you should follow my first videos. Then comes here. That's it's time when we have done deployed. That status getting deployed. That's the revision is for, we are making this first time, so we are seeing the revision one. Then Tasunan, here's the notes which are very important before going ahead. Please be patient while the chart is being deployed. Okay, SonarQube sites can access through following DNS within your cluster. If any service which is within the cluster want to access, you can simply just give this DNS to that. It's listening on port 80, so you do not have to explicitly mention the ports. Then to access the SonarQube site from outside cluster, like you have want to access its UI to create projects and other quality gates, get the SonarQube URL by running this command. Okay. Then we have export service IP template. Okay. Load balancer ingress. Okay. By default, it's creating a service type of load balancer. That's how you can get the load balancer IP from here. Then we have open a browser and SonarQube, login with the credential. Here is the username, and then here is the password. 1 second. If you just run this command, user is user and password you can get from here. Just copy it. This command will give you the password of the SonarQube. Now, if we come to again to lens, here you are seeing that first when we verified there are no resources. Now resources are being getting created. We will go in the customization part and describe all the parts of the Helm chart of particular. First, we see how what we have got created. We have created a one stateful set. Under that one, we have one deployment and we have two ports. Then in the first stateful set, we go we have status set for PostgreSQL because SonarQube requires some database on which it can work. So it's creating its own PostgreSQL. We can use external Postgres. I will tell you how you can use that. And if you see, its port is getting created. That for that particular status set of PostgreSQL is getting created. Then we have deployment of SonarQube, and we have the same for we can say we have port of that SonarQube deployment, and it's now in up and running state, and that's the memory consumption and CPU consumption it's taking. Okay, then we have here we don't have much things. Then we have config. We will see it's my release SonarQube install plugins. It's this following particular chart is creating a config map, which is consists of list of plugins which need to be installed uh, for the your as per your requirement. If you need any SonarQube plugin, you can mention here. Then we have secrets. We have two secrets. First, for the SonarQube, here you can check. This is the secret which we have just retrieved via CLI. You can retry from here also, and that's the Postgres password. One second, WD. Okay, we'll see. One is the Postgres password, then is this other password. It's getting created in the secrets. Okay, then we don't have horizontal scalar. I think we don't have. If you have, it will then in the network. Go to the network. It Postgres SQL. Two type of services are getting created for PostgreSQL. One don't have its cluster IP. It's look like it's a kind of headless service. HL is, I think, mentioning for the headless service. Then we have some service for SonarQube, which is listening on port 80. 9011. Okay. Then one more part is the persistent volume. In the persistent volume, as we are using the PostgreSQL, which is the database, and it is running as SQL set, and it will store its data. So where it will store data, it will store its data in the persistent volume. It's getting by a class of default class, that is the namespace demo. 8gi is the memory under which is getting created. That's the its age, how much time it have, from how much time it get created. Just go. I think we have done with all the component. Just go to the service back, and in the service, yeah, you are seeing that here is the external IP. Just copy it and paste it. If you remember, user is user and password we have retrieved. Copy it. Now you are able to do login. You can, by this user, this is your admin user. You can have access over. You have access over full SonarQube. You can go and check on. You can create your new quality gates, and you can all. I think default is not getting modified. You can create. Then we have administration session. You have full access over there, and you can check or user grow and other permissions. Then we have project wise. You can do multiple things from here. Okay, so our today purpose is to explore the all the possibilities of customization with the Helm chart. So what we could do, what again go back to CLI. Okay, uh, let's run a command here. Instead of install, you just need to like Helm show values chart, and I want to store it in values dot YAML. Okay, these are the default values which is in the registry. I want it here, so let's run. It's getting value. Okay, here it's a value.yaml file of very big value of 190 lines. So let's study about that. Here in the first section, you have the global settings like image registry, which you want to use. If you want to use your own registry everywhere, or you can have the option. It's a dependent component, but you can mention it globally. Like there are secret which are or applicable globally. Storage class, if you want to use manage premium, any class you can go with that. Then you have the cube version on specific. Then we have created it on demo. If you want to override on a specific namespace, you can do that. There are specific properties you can go, and then we will see there are the image. It's getting here is the image section. In that you have registry of docker.io repository, bitnami, sonarqube. That's the image version. It's basically represented to the version of the sonarqube. We can put our image. Here is the pull policy. If it is not present, then it will be pull. Otherwise, if it is there, it will not pull. And the pull secret, if you are using the private registry, debug is fast, SonarQube user. Here you can see that user is this SonarQube, and you can give your own password here. Like you are making the auto generation of password. You can do or implement here your own password. Let's change, make the user root and password admin @1234. Customization you can do, you can, and if you have already secret created, you can use that secret, and you just need to mention this that secret name. An example of that particular admin user, like I can give now admin example. My user is example. That's the heap size. You can change more options. SonarQube skill fast, URL, start TLS fast. Here is the replica count is the one. You can make the SonarQube replicas to increase, and container ports you can change. Liveness probes and redness probe you can change. Startup probe is also here, but it's in disable state. You can make it enable. Others two are redness and liveness are make enabled by default. You can make the startup probe default. Then we have resources limits described here. You can change as per your requirement. Here is the only request is there. Limits is not defined. You can make the definition of the resources here. Port security, here's the user will get login as a 1001 user, and container security same. Affinity is not given here. Toleration, if you have any kind of toleration to or dependency to pass it on specific node, you can do like by that. Volume, if you want to attach any volume, mention a volume, you can do that. sidecar init container to make some changes before running your SonarQube, you can mention here. Then is there is the load balancer we are using. We can make it the cluster IP. Then we have port. Then we have node port. But we are going to use the load balancer IP. Then session FTP. Here is the ingress is false if currently I have ingress but not for this particular service. So you can make it true. Then here in the ingress class name you have to mention that class, like if you are using the nginx you have mentioned here. Then your host name particular and its path. If you're making any path space routing labels and annotation you can give. And if you want to uh, paste cert or like here TLS self signed, you can make mention your TLS here. Then we should have not uh, persistent is false here. You can make its enable. It's the configuration part of this SonarQube. You have seen the PVC, which is for the Postgres. It is for not for the SonarQube. There are some, we can say, some settings which you want to make persist for the SonarQube. You can make them persist by enabling the persistent volume here. Whatever the memory size you want to give, whatever the class you can give, or if you have any existing claim, you can provide here. Then auto scaling service count. There are many things to pass here. Yeah, that's one in the Postgres part. Actually, it's have the dependency on Postgres, so it's fetching the Postgres chart, and it's a true by default. So that's why it's creating the Postgres because we have already tell him to create SonarQube, but as in its dependency, it's creating the Postgres also. So here you can give the secrets here. Otherwise, it will create its own secrets, own password. Then we have a username, then primary service connection, its port persistent is enabled. That's why we see its PVC. Read writes one size is 8 GI. You remember, if you remember, we have made 8 GI here. But what if you want to use the external database? Then what you have to do first, if you want to use the external database, first you have to make enable equal to false. Then you go to below section of external database. I think we have just seen that. Yeah, external database. Here you will mention the host name. Either you are using the managed service of your cloud, or you are using it by creating its own VM. Then we have user, password, whatever the password you have created on that particular, and whatever the database where you will want to connect its port. And here instead of mentioning password here, and you can create a secret and give it secret name here, it will make the same thing. So what we can do, we have done the installation. Let's upgrade it. -n install -n demo. Paste it as, let's think, it should be upgrade, not Helm upgrade. can run. Let's wait what it say. Okay, it's have already stored password. Now what we can do, Helm delete my release -n done. I think it will, if I go to lens again, it will not read the storage, I think. If it will not let its password to change. So we will create a fresh system and make a fresh deployment. SonarQube -n demo. Actually, in this particular chart, I found once you have given your password, you can't change that of your admin user. You can change it from UI, but not from code. And if you see, first time we have created with the random password, and what password I have gave while the time of its upgradation is different. I want to give my own customized password, so that's why it's throw the error. So let's go to the lens again. Here it's create again the Postgres is getting created, and it's also getting created. Let's wait for it. Let's check the Postgres. If we check the Postgres logs, what it's saying, database is ready to accept connection. Okay. And SonarQube logs, what are saying there? It's only here is the waiting for this SonarQube to start. Okay. Grep, no such file. Okay, I think it's done. It's modules are getting, then initialize the service filter, resource example is not set. SonarQube is now operational. Okay. So first of all, we go to config, to secrets, post release SonarQube. Okay, what we have done wrong? We have made one mistake here. We have to again delete it. We have to make deletion of PVC also. Anybody is able to guess what we have done wrong? We have just done wrong that we haven't mentioned the our values.yaml file where we have changes, done the changes. Okay. Let's wait for getting operational here. But one thing I can show you in the network, if you go, It's creating the external IP still. Let's check. Oh, okay. Now check again in this service. Here you can see there are no external IP. Service type is the cluster IP. So it's getting rating from our value file. Actually, what gone wrong last time? Uh, files not get saved in my VS Code. It's I don't know why it's not get saved. It was not get saved. That's why it's showing the previous error. So now we have getting our change values. Let's wait for it's getting operational. Then we can change. Try one thing. If you search for the password, after that we will check with the this password is getting saved or not, because I have checked it with the external database. Changing of the root password not working. We will check it's working or not. Let's see its log where it's now. It's throwing at same level what we have checked last time. Just wait for it. 99 seconds, 100 seconds. It will take it's taking me about 2 minutes of time to get up. Okay, to it's now up in operational. Now what we need to see, if we again run the Helm upgrade command, it is getting customized or not. Okay, if you go to lens again, new provisioning is done. Go to secrets. Secrets are getting changed, but it's not matter of secrets what I want to show. Let me make one thing here. Here in the service of SonarQube, let me forward it to 8080. First wait for the next, that one particularly. It will take 2 minutes. That one is getting operational. Okay, it should get deleted. Let's wait for it. It can get deleted. Okay, within 2 minutes it get deleted. Now you know user is root and admin at the rate 12345. User is root. Okay, and admin at the rate 12345. When I enter the 5, it's giving the error, and if I run with the 4, throwing error continuously. Root admin @123.4. So it's getting logged on. Okay, and once again made some changes in the password. Make it 5. Just making it new release. Just wait for 2 minutes. Okay, new release is good. Let's check with the link it's working or not. Go to port forwarding again. Make it disable. Make it enable. Okay, now it's working. What was the root? admin @12345. No, with 5 it's not working. With 4 it's working. So that's I want to show you. If you change the password, it will not work. You have to manually by SQL query. By using a SQL query in the table of that particular SonarQube DB, you can change the password. So I hope you like the today video, and thanks. Please, if you like our efforts, please hit like and make a comment. That will help our channel to grow.